Honey, please slow down. It's not a race.
Would you calm down? It's an open road.
I can see that.
Then what's the problem? Soon everyone is gonna get on the road, and then we're gonna get stuck in traffic.
I understand, but...
I'm not clueless. I know what I'm doing.
I know that, honey.
Then leave me to it.
Rise and shine, sleepyhead.
Are we there yet?
About 1 more hour, little guy.
I'm hungry.
There are a few chocolate bars. They're probably a little melted, though.
It's fine. Thanks, Mom.
What about you, Jonah? Are you hungry? I can take over.
No, I can last another hour. I'll eat when we get there. But if you eat my Reese's, I will beat your ass.
Jonah, do not speak to your brother like that.
I don't even like peanut butter.
Yeah, because you're a fucking weirdo.
That's enough.
Listen to your mother, Jonah.
Relax. It's a joke. He knows that. Don't you, little guy?
Jonah!
Hey, easy. Is it the same nightmare?
Word for word. 15 years later.
Have you been having them all week?
No, this was the first time since I got here. Something tells me it won't be the last, though.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's just being back here just brings back a lot of shit.
I understand. I know how much you struggled with them back then. So, if you think it's gonna be a problem, go to the pharmacy and grab some sleeping pills. At least then you get a good night's sleep. Well, I'm gonna head out. Make sure that Rain and Noah have breakfast, even if it's just an apple on their way out.
Got it.
And, please take care of the trash. I really don't want vomit rotting away in there all day.
Don't worry about it. Just go.
Alright, I will see you later.
You did what?
You lower your voice? Noah would kill me if he finds out.
I'm going to kill you.
It really isn't that big of a deal. It's actually pretty fun.
But you're Rain. You don't do motorcycles. You do little bicycles with the little itty bitty basket of the training wheels. Remember those? The training wheel?
Well, maybe that's not all I want to be known for. Maybe I don't want to play it safe all the time.
Okay, I get that. But there's a difference between not wanting to play it safe all the time and getting yourself killed. And it's not the thinnest of lines, but you can let yourself go so far, you find yourself crossing it without even realizing.
I'll play it safe. Not training wheel safe, but safe.
That's all I'm asking.
Still, don't tell Noah. Please.
It'll be our little secret.
Good morning, Noah.
Morning.
Come on, your pancakes are getting cold already.
Actually, I'm just gonna head to the bar.
You're not going to have breakfast.
I'm not really hungry.
Well, you should still eat something. You can't take all those pills on an empty stomach.
I'll eat something at Simon's. I promise.
Okay.
You said you're going to grab a ride to college with your friend, right? What's her name? Baloney?
Bellamy. Yeah,
Okay, I'll see you later then. Call me if you need anything.
I will.
Noah! Look, about last night. I've been so caught up the past week with getting you to like me that I let it get to my head. I got pissed, and so I ended up saying shit I didn't mean. I don't want you to think that I want you gone, because I don't. That's the last thing I want. Can we just forget last night ever happened?
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. You aren't kidding. She rides an actual motorcycle.
Isn't it so cool?
Yeah, you forgot your backpack.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Keep her company?
Got it.
And don't embarrass me. Be cool.
Well, I can be cool. I can be cool. She'll be shooketh.
Oh, God.
You don't smoke while you're driving, do you?
Oh, here we go.
Hey, I'm just trying to look out for my baby sister.
You must be the brother Rain won't shut up about. Noah, was it?
Actually, it's Jonah, her other brother.
Interesting. Well, Jonas,
It's Jonah.
your baby sister isn't a baby anymore. Don't you think it's time you all stop treating her like she's one?
I'm just trying to make sure she doesn't get killed.
That makes both of us. I like Rivers. The last thing I want is to see her get hurt.
I'm here. He didn't completely scare you off with his internet slangs, did he? Did he dab?
No, we're good. Right, Jonas?
Yeah, we're good. Have fun.
He said what?
All right, lower your voice. I don't want Simon to hear this.
He's at work. What did you tell him?
Nothing.
What do you mean, nothing?
I didn't know what to say.
How about reminding him that he's been here for like a week and he has no right putting you in a corner like that? Or ask him who the fuck does he think he is, acting like he's the man of the house when he has barely set 2 feet in this said house? Or, you can always remind him how you're the one who literally dedicated your life to taking care of your sisters while he was out there, I don't know, banging some chick on the other side of the world, not giving them a second thought. Oh my god, the audacity! I can't. When I get my hands on him...
You won't do anything. I want to keep this on the low.
You haven't told your sisters. Why not?
I don't know. I don't want them to take sides.
They're going to side with you, so I don't really see what the problem is. You don't think they'll side with you? After everything you've done for them.
I don't want to find out.
No,
Can we talk about something else now?
No, we have to talk about this.
Why?
Because you're upset.
You were upset last night. Why don't we talk about that instead?
That is between Simon and I.
See, that's not true. Because when it's just between you and Simon, you have no problem coming to me about it. In fact, I can't remember the last time you didn't come to me with a problem that's just between you and Simon. He said something about me, didn't he? About us?
There's no us to talk about. We're just friends, and he knows it.
Are we? Just friends?
Okay, you're upset and you don't know what you're saying.
Right.
Where are you going?
Out.
He's really talented.
Right? So talented.
Speaking of talent, have you played the violin at all the past week?
No, not really.
You still want to play though, right?
I mean, yeah. I have to make it through college, right?
Right. But do you want to play again?
I don't know. I used to play for Dad. When he'd act up. Mom used to play herself, so the violin really calmed him down. After everything that happened, it just doesn't feel right.
I'm sorry, but that's the biggest load of bullshit that I've heard all day.
Excuse me?
Bullshit. Bullshit.
My father shot down
37 people, I get it. But I don't get what that has to do with your violin playing. You want to talk about it? I'm all ears. You want to cry about it? I'm all shoulders. But I'm not going to stand here and watch you let what your father did control your life. You have far too much to offer.
I really don't.
I know you're the only one out of all 30 students in Miss V's music theory class to score 100 on last month's exam. 100. I scored a 60. I know you're one of the, 3 people who got full scholarships this year. I know 2 months into the semester and there's already talk about you being one of the best violinists this college has ever seen. Never mind the youngest.
How do you know all this?
You're unbelievably talented, Rippers. It didn't take your father shooting down the hospital for me to notice you. I'll tell you what. How about we start playing together after class? That way, maybe you'll have some good memories for you to hold on to for a change.
I'd like that.
We should get going if you want to make it in time for class.
I'll just be a minute. Hey! That's one hell of a lunch break.
I'm so sorry. I got held up.
It's fine, don't worry about it. Everything okay?
Yeah, no, I mean, I need you to do me a favor.
What's up?
You can say no.
Come on, we both know whatever it is, I'm saying yes.
Okay, so I'm spending the day with Ezra, and I can't afford to take more personal days off, so I was wondering if you can maybe try to cover for me.
You got it.
Oh, thank you.
Don't mention it.
What are you doing here?
I was just checking up on Ezra.
Checking up on Ezra?
I'm sorry, I'll leave.
What's going on with him?
Nothing, I'm sorry.
It's clearly not nothing. Why isn't he at work today?
I don't know.
Like hell you don't. Why is he passed out drunk on a Wednesday morning? What do you know that I don't? What's going on between the two of you?
I think you need to talk to your fiancé.
So you have your next class at 2 2:15?
Yeah, until 3.
All right. After you leave the class, I'll go and book one of the music rooms.
I didn't think you meant we'd be starting right away.
Is that a problem?
No, it's fine. After class sounds great.
Marley,
Took you long enough.
you can't just let yourself in.
You didn't have a problem with it before this one showed up. Oh, protective, are we?
What do you want?
I want to talk to you.
Fine. I'll catch up with you.
Now.
You should get to class. I'll meet you after.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Rain, go. I'll meet you after. Jonah?
What are you doing here?
You always come here when you want to be alone.
Exactly. Alone.
I'm sorry.
About what?
I don't know. Everything. I don't know what you want me to say.
I don't want you to say anything. I want you to leave me alone.
I can't do that.
Fine, then you can stay.
Noah,
No, I am done, Raven. I'm tired of your mind games.
what mind games?
You chose to be with Simon. Be with Simon.
You're my best friend, Noah. I can't lose you, too.
You won't. I'm just done being your second option.
You're not. Noah, I love you. I love you more than anything and anyone in this world.
Not the way I love you.
Watch the door.
Please, get out of my way.
Why? You have somewhere you want to be? Someone you want to meet, perhaps?
That's none of your business.
Oh, but here's the thing. Bellamy is my business. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to call off your 3 o'clock arrangement with Bellamy. And then you're going to call off every other arrangement after that. I'm talking giving your eyes home, hanging out in her dorm, mornings in the park, violin sessions after class. All of it. Off. In fact, I'd rather you stop talking to her altogether. Let's keep this nice and civil, shall we? Good girl.
She's not your girlfriend. In fact, I don't think she likes you at all. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
Oh, I know what you're saying. You will do what I say, or I will make your life a living hell. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Right here.
Can I open my eyes now?
Just a moment, you big baby. Alright, you can open your eyes. Ta-da!
Holy crap. This is all yours?
All mine.
You actually opened your own bakery.
I actually opened my own bakery.
Well, I'll be damned.
You like it?
Like it? This is amazing.
I thought I'd never be able to show you this. Okay, sit. I'll grab you something to eat. What do you want? A donut? Croissant? Muffin?
Oh, I'll have...
I'll surprise you.
So, when did you open?
Just a little over a year ago. It wasn't until earlier this year that things started to kick off, though.
Must be crazy during the holidays, yeah?
Oh yeah, definitely. Thanksgiving isn't until like 2 weeks and the reservations are already through the roof. I almost don't know how I'm gonna keep up.
I can always help. Like old times.
Licking bowls clean isn't exactly help.
Hey, you had to experiment your crazy recipes on someone.
That is true.
You had me try out some weird ass shit. Did any of them even make it out?
One did.
Is it that croissant
At
with
your
the...
service.
Shut up.
Try it. Is it as good as you remember it?
Even better. So, did you decorate this? Did you also decorate this place yourself?
No, actually, Sam did the decorating.
Who's Sam?
My husband. Are you okay?
I'm fine. You're married?
I'm sorry. I should have told you sooner, or at least waited for you to finish your bite.
You think?
I'll get you a cup of water.
Hey! Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're clearly not fine.
Yes, I am.
Hey, talk to me. Did someone talk shit to you?
No.
Don't lie to me.
I'm not.
You're lying.
Get out of my way, Bellamy.
No.
Move!
No, not until you talk to me. Who talks shit to you?
No one.
Stop lying.
I'm not lying. Get out of my way.
Who talked shit to you?
Nobody.
What happened?
Who happened?
What? Marley. What did she say to you?
Does it matter?
Alright. Come on. I'll give you a ride home.
No.
You're not walking home like this.
That's none of your business.
Cut the crap, Rain. Let's go.
I want you to stay the hell away from me.
Alright. You're upset.
You said it wasn't going to be a problem. I have enough on my plate.
I know.
Do you? Because all you seem to care about is what you want.
I'm trying to help you.
Well, you're not. You're only making things worse. I don't need your help. I don't want your help. I was perfectly fine before you, and I'll be fine after.
Rain.
You are not worth it. Just leave me the hell alone.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just... You're married?
5 years now.
But you're not wearing... I mean, you don't have a ring on.
I take it off while I bake. I once lost it in one of the mixes and had to destroy 2 dozens of cupcakes
Are you
just to find it.
fucking kidding me? 1 second we're reminiscing about us, and now you're telling me you're married?
1 second? It's been 15 years, Jonah. What, you expected me to wait for you forever?
What? No, I didn't. I thought
You
that...
thought you could just pack your shit and leave without a word and come back whenever you feel like it?
That is not...
I was head over heels in love with you. Then you just left. Just like that. Was any of it real?
Of course it was.
Then how could you leave? Did I make it that easy?
No, Ellie, it wasn't about you.
I think you should go.
Ellie.
Go. Please.
Well, are you going to say something, or are you just going to stand there all night?
Okay. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it all on my terms.
Oh, look at you. Terms. And what exactly are these terms you speak of?
First of all, I tell Tresser. She doesn't hear it from any magazine or website or however else you are planning to go on public with this. She hears it from me firsthand, or she doesn't hear it at all.
And how long do you plan on waiting before you tell her?
That's the second thing. I'll tell her when I see fit, however long it takes. If it takes weeks, then so be it.
You are out of your mind if you think that I will allow you to drag this on until the very last minute!
What your mother is trying to say is, Election Day is only a few months away. If you want a fighting chance at actually getting elected, you need to issue a statement weeks beforehand. That way you'll ensure votes and redeem your status.
I get it. And lastly, if I lose fair and square, you leave us alone. No more of your threats or extortion. In fact, I'd prefer it if I never have to hear from you again.
You don't mean that.
Do you agree to my terms?
What's gotten into you?
I talked to Ellie.
Ooh. I was wondering how long it would be before you ran into her. Was it that bad?
It didn't start out bad.
But...
I kind of... freaked out about her being married.
Jonah...
I know. It was just a lot to take in, okay? I mean, just yesterday, we were just teenagers running around the place. Remember that? It was just the three of us against the world.
Yeah, but that was
15 years ago, I know. I just feel like everyone and everything's moving so fast, and I'm just stuck in place.
I know what you need. That'll help.
Oh, no, I didn't need a drink. I just wanted to talk to you.
It's fine. It's on the house.
What? No, don't really. It's okay.
You deserve it.
Falling off the wagon now, are we? How about we go somewhere quiet? Away from this scene.
I'm not interested. And I certainly can't afford it.
What? Are you joking?
I'm afraid I really can't.
You're bloody serious. You don't recognize me.
I'm sorry?
Maya
Who?
from Tuesday's 2:30 AA meeting? Oh, for fuck's sakes! Ugh. It doesn't matter. What matters is you shouldn't be drinking.
And what's it to you?
I wasn't going to stand by and let you do this. I know if I was about to fall off the wagon, I'd want someone to stop me too.
Well, then you're a much stronger person than I am, because all I want is for you to leave me alone.
I'm not going to do that.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Listen, Mary...
It's Maya.
I'm dealing with some heavy shit right now.
We all are. Drowning your problems in alcohol is not going to
It has helped me so far.
Has it? Because I've watched you stare at that glass for 10 minutes. If you wanted to drink, you'd be pouring down your third drink by now. You don't want to do this.
I need to do it.
No, you don't. You think you do. I've been there too. But it doesn't have to be this way. I can help you.
No one can help me.
Then let me try. Please? Let's just grab a cup of coffee for now. Sounds simple enough?
All right.
Rain! Open the door right now! Are you okay?
Stop!
What's wrong? Who did this to you?
Some girl.
What's her name? I'm not going to ask again, Rain. What's her name?
It doesn't matter.
Like hell it doesn't! Just give me her name and I'll handle the rest!
Okay, so you make this problem go away from me. And then what? What about every problem that'll come after that?
I'll deal with them too.
You can't keep... Noah, you've protected me. You've protected me my whole life. You were always there whenever I needed you. But you had me thinking that the whole world was a better place than it actually is, and that it's not out to get me, but right now it really feels like it is.
Just tell me her name.
Because of you, I'm not ready to face this world alone.
You won't have to.
I do. I have to.
No, you don't.
I do. You can't protect me forever.
Yes, I can.
But I don't want you to. You're smothering me. And I want you to stop.
Pick up. Fuck.
Trouble in paradise? A real stubborn piece of shit, isn't he? Not so nice when you're on the receiving end, right? What'd you do? Stick your tongue down your third boyfriend we don't know about?
Fuck you.
You know, honestly, I'm surprised you still haven't. We're not so different, you and I.
And how'd you figure that?
We're both runaways. Ran away from home when we were only 18.
You ran away from home because you're a spineless coward. I ran away because I had something to run away from.
So did I.
And what's that? Responsibility, liability, basic human decency.
How about getting your mother killed? Is that enough reason for you? I was driving.
All right. That's enough of that. How many drinks have you had?
Just a couple.
Jesus Christ. And I thought I had a bad alcohol tolerance.
Go easy on me, won't you? I'm a little rusty. 4 years sober would do that to you.
What?
4 years. Down the drain. I don't know about you, but I could really use that drink right now.
Thank you.
Why were you drinking last night?
I just felt like drinking.
But you weren't just drinking. You were passed out. The only other time I found you passed out drunk was the night your father died. Is there something you need to tell me? Ezra. Are you cheating on me?
What?
Is there anything at all going on between you and Jordan?
How could you think that?
What do you want me to think? You haven't been answering your phone. I haven't properly seen you in 3 whole days. I finally pin you down and you're passed out drunk. A few days ago, she approaches me, trying to guilt me into leaving you. And just yesterday, I catch you two holding hands.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And now she shows up here this morning.
Wait, what? Did she say anything?
Worried something might have slipped.
This is fucking crazy.
Is it?
I am not cheating on you.
But something is going on with you, right? Something you're not telling me?
I am handling it.
Handling what? That's enough. Why are you so angry?
You want to know why I'm so angry, Tresser? Because everything has gone to shit.
What are you talking about? Things aren't gonna get better unless you talk to me.
Things aren't going to get better.
Not as long as you're like this.
Oh, you think this is on me? That's fucking golden. Because if you're looking for anyone to blame for things going to shit, Tresser, you might need to take a few steps back. It's not my fault your nut job of a dad went on a fucking shooting spree. That's on you and your shitfest of a family. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it like that. Tresser, please.
Jonah,
Oh, what happened?
get out.
You're not very nice, are you? You want Want to come in and talk to him?
No, just... I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Get out.
All right. Sheet, all right. Hey, look, thank you for the ride.
You're welcome. Now get out of my car.
I'm going.
And Jonah... The next time you have the urge to drink or whatever, you talk to me.
Raven, are you worried about me?
Don't moist yourself. This isn't about you. The last thing Noah and Rain need is to deal with another alcoholic. Especially with all the shit that's happening right now. You talk to me.
Got it.
Good.
Was that Raven's car?
Don't get your panties in a twist. She's only giving me a ride.
Why do you need a ride?
Ow.
That answers that question. Pathetic.
What did you just fucking say about me? I said, what did you say?
Nothing. Just forget about it.
You've always been a little bitch. What's so funny?
I just think it's kind of... It's ironic that you're calling me the coward. Because... let's see. First of all, you get Mom killed.
You fucking watch.
And then spend the next 15 years running away from it. Which, if you think about it, is probably what got Dad killed too. You know, how instead of having to grieve over the loss of his wife, he had to deal with the loss of his son too. I'm just glad Mom wasn't here to watch you grow up into the fuck-up you turned out to be.
Stop it! Right now, both of you! That's it! Get out! And don't come back until you've calmed down. Go!
Thanks.
Next time you lay your hands on my brother, I will see to it that it's the last thing you ever do under my roof. Do you understand me?
Okay, if you were here to hear what he fucking said...
I don't give two shits what he said to you. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Hi, you've reached Tressa Rivers. Obviously, as you can probably tell by now, I can't get to the phone right now, but you can leave a message and I'll get to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Like a river, like a river, like a river, like a river.